Hi, it's Maggie the Aries Gypsy here to bring you your May 2020 general readings. We're looking at the first half of May from the 1st to the 15th. This reading is for the fire sign of Aries, our Rams. That's Aries Sun, Moon, Rising. If your Venus is in Aries or if you're cross-watching for Aries as well. Watch all of your other videos if you can for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, if you know them. It's always helpful in providing additional clarification. If any of the readings resonate with you and you'd like to take a look at something deeper or reach out for a personal reading, you can click on the description link below. Click on that little arrow that pulls down info. You'll see some contact details there as well. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire at gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I do readings full time, so I'm pretty diligent at working with your schedules and mine to get readings set up with you or out to you as quickly as possible. And I can usually respond to your initial inquiry within the same day with more information. Um, welcome everyone. I hope everyone is safe and well and healthy and as sane as we can possibly be after all the restrictions we've been under. And I hope that everyone continues to do so. I know that for some of you, the restrictions are loosening up and lifting a bit, and for others, we have to be a little bit more patient. Okay, Aries, let's see what the first half of May 2020 have in store for you. Aries, first half of May. For those of you who need to know or want to know, I am once again using the Gilded Tarot, but I am using the newly released Royal version by artist Cyril Marchetti. Love the colors on this. Okay, Aries, we begin with the Ace of Wands, followed by the Seven of Swords. We have the Moon, followed by Temperance. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy and guidance is the Four of Swords. It looks like you're taking some time to contemplate something, and perhaps you have been taking some time to contemplate something. Perhaps some of you are feeling a bit tired or worn out by something, and so you're taking a step back because that's your overall energy for the first half of May with the Four of Swords, particularly mentally, because Swords is air energy, and that's all about what goes on in our heads. The Four of Swords is a card that speaks of withdrawing to rest, recuperate, gain some different perspective, perhaps feeling a bit overwhelmed or tired by something, particularly if it's, thoughts, ideas, something that's going on. It represents a temporary withdrawal from some kind of conflict or challenge or effort that you've been putting into something. But the implication is that you have to return to it to deal with it, because this man, even though he's taken off, his helmet and stuff, he's still, more or less fully girded in his armor. So this represents, it kind of points towards the fact that you're going to have to go back and deal with this at some point. But for the time being, you're kind of taking a step back from it, thinking, resting, contemplating, maybe getting a different perspective. Looks like a new beginning of some kind with the Ace of Wands. Let me clarify that. Oh, wow, one just jumped right out. Another ace, the Ace of Swords, to clarify the Four of Swords. What are you taking a break from or contemplating? We have an ace here, Ace of Swords. A new thought, a new idea, an epiphany. The Ace of Swords comes in because aces represent opportunities for new beginnings, kind of like the seed, which you can plant and take care of or not. So the Ace of Swords is mental. So this comes in, it's either new information or a new perspective on something that it cuts away all the emotional, extraneous aspects of it and illuminates something for its pure truth and pure reality, which thereby gives you the opportunity to make choices or decisions to create a healthier reality of yourself. So it's a new outlook, a new idea, a new outlook, a new perspective. So you're withdrawing to contemplate this, or you're withdrawing to try and gain some fresh perspective on something. You have two aces here, the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So you're contemplating a new start of some kind, but I think you're keeping it to yourself. perhaps maybe even being a little deceptive or sneaky about it, because we have the Ace of Wands here, another opportunity for new beginning, but this is fire. So this is very action oriented. And what clarifies it is Seven of Swords, which is sometimes called the Thief card. It's about you, it can represent sneakiness, deception, concealing something, taking what you can and then leaving because you have a goal in mind. Um, and this could be positive or negative depending on how you look at it. The sneaky thief card, as I sometimes refer to it as, sometimes gets a bad rap because it can represent that you have a goal, you have something you want to accomplish, but in order to do that, you have to keep your plans, your ideas, your thoughts, your actions to yourself in order to accomplish it. And what it is some, very action oriented new beginning, some exciting, passionate new beginning, could be with another person or a new beginning with someone you already know. This could be like the start of a new project. And I don't think that you have a lot of clarity on it right now, which is maybe why you're withdrawing, Aries, to kind of think about this. And I feel like you're keeping it under wraps. You might have decided on a course of action on a new beginning. Maybe you want to take off or leave or go do something else, but you're keeping it to yourself. You want to keep it to yourself and you're trying to figure out what the best way, how the best way is to do that. Thinking about a new beginning of some kind, a new start. You might be keeping the initial planning and action about it to yourself. But there's still a sense of uncertainty and fuzziness about it because we have the moon, which is right next to the Ace of Wands, which represents that the way is not entirely clear. It can also represent that you may have some hidden fears about it or unrealistic fears about it. The moon sheds light and the sun sheds light, but the moon's light is shadowy. There's a lot of hidden corners, shadowy nooks and recesses. You don't know what's in there. So it's a card of not really seeing the path very clearly on how you want to manifest this new beginning or if you should. And temperance is about keeping your balance during this as well. Temperance is about holding opposite extremes in unison and harmony, keeping your balance, staying grounded in what you know to be true. Um, this represents kind of shifting with whatever comes in to maintain that balance and center, but it also represents not getting too emotional, emotionally drawn into things outside of yourself or even your own emotions, because that represents kind of leaving the place that you're grounded, leaving the place from which you're grounded and kind of getting involved in external things which can cause you to lose your balance. Temperance is about kind of staying balanced and staying in the middle. It can be about patience and waiting and fortitude, but it's also about maintaining fluidity in that because you have to do that in order to keep your balance in the middle of external situations or people that you can't control. It's an interesting reading. It's like you're thinking about a new beginning, perhaps wanting a new beginning, not sure what kind. You're keeping it and you're trying to figure out, should I do this? Is this a good idea? Do I want to? And if so, how do I go about doing this? You're still kind of unsure about it. You may have some hidden fears fears about it, fears of the unknown, and you're kind of struggling with kind of trying to keep an even balance while doing that, and again, keeping it all to yourself. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords. What is this concealment or deception about? Or what is this Ace of Wands about? What is it that you're trying to keep to yourself? The opportunity or possibility of doing what? We have Justice, the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. So it may have to do with something legal, something that involves your home life, your financial life. The Ten of Pentacles is about long-term stability, safety, and continuity in finances and material things, often that connect to the home, sometimes property itself. The King of Pentacles is on the top of his game, that game, Pentacles, Earth, money, finances. He's worked hard to get to this good, comfortable, stable place that he really enjoys. He likes his stability, and he's worked long and hard to get to this place where he's now in a very secure place financially and materially. Justice is the reap what you sow card, and it can represent legal things as well. So it could be, Aries, that some of you are, perhaps with the global pandemic and shelter in place. I know some people have, many people have had a lot of difficulty economically. This has impacted, home, business, money, finance, mortgage payments, all of those kinds of things. And so you may have a new idea or contemplating doing something new or trying something new in order to make sure that that stability and continuity continues, that everything that you've worked so hard for, doesn't just, kind of slip away. And, the Ten of Pentacles connects to home and family as well. So this is also something that might affect your home and family, um, because finances and material issues do. Uh, on the relationship front, if this is about a relationship, this is perhaps contemplating, you know, justice can be about doing the right thing too, because the reap what you sow card represents that what you put into something is going to be directly reflected in the outcome. So, honesty, transparency, doing the right thing, making things equitable, having a new start or a new beginning within a relationship, you know, maybe on the relationship front, this could also represent that you may be thinking about doing the right thing with someone else by justice, meaning, Ten of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. Maybe it's time to, get married, settle down, or put some measures into place, some practical measures into place for this relationship on the relationship front. Um, because it feels like whatever this is, and the details, of course, are going to vary because this is a general reading and everybody's different, has different lives, different things going on. For some of you, it might be just a financial, legal matter to do with work or business or your home property or all of those things. You're trying to figure out something new that you can do or new ways to kind of maybe restart that or have a new start, a new job, a new business, or just a new injection of energy so that you don't lose what you've worked so hard for. And you're trying to manifest this new beginning in some way, shape, or form. There is some connection with home and family. It feels like it kind of affects all of that, whether it's an already established relationship, such as marriage, or whether it's contemplating doing that with somebody. But if that's the case, it's already somebody that you're in a relationship or you've been with for some time. It's interesting. So let's pull some advice guidance cards for you. The Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups is right after that, and then the Six of Pentacles. Make the offer, give the gift, make the offer. The Knight of Cups comes in and he offers his love, his support, his encouragement. The Ace of Cups, you have three aces now. So it could be new love and romance. It could be an emotional new beginning within an already existing relationship. The Knight of and the Six of Pentacles is mutual beneficence, giving and receiving. This looks like offering a gift, giving a gift, making an offer. And for some of you, this might be in the realm of love and romance. For others of you, it might be just financial, making that offer to someone. It could be going into partnership with someone. Um, and it could be offering stability to someone that you are in a romantic relationship with. It's pretty interesting sort of reading. This feels like it's a mix. It's a mix of personal relationship and the practical stability aspect of your life. It looks like you've worked very hard, Aries, to get to a place, this stable place. Some of you may be wondering if it's time to, get married or make some kind of offer that would include your person or another person into that part of your life. There might be some fears here. Maybe they're based on negative experiences you've had in the past of whether that's a good idea for your financial life. For example, there may be some of you that are considering, you know, making an already established relationship or even maybe a newer one more permanent, like maybe offering marriage or something of that sort. It obviously looks like you're in a financially and materially stable place, but you may have some fears, some hidden fears and concerns that you're struggling with. Perhaps in the past, you've done that in the past, and that was difficult for you or a challenge for you. Maybe you were taken to the cleaners or something. You're worried about maybe if you bring somebody else in and open yourself up in that trustful, vulnerable sort of way, that's going to, jeopardize your stability in some way where you're at right now. Whether it's somebody you're involved with or somebody you're newly involved with, um, you're contemplating some kind of new beginning, a new opportunity, but you have fears about it. You have some hidden, maybe murky, swirling, deep seated fears about it that you're struggling with because you're not sure if you should do it, number one, or what the right way is to do it. And you're being very secretive about it. You're kind of keeping it all to yourself. Some of you may be considering a new beginning, traveling, starting over, starting something new, and you're considering whether or not to bring somebody you're already connected to into that, whether it's like love and marriage, whether it's traveling, whether it's moving, setting up in a new place, something of that sort. Um, your advice, however you look at it, is to make the offer, to give the gift, to make the offer, because it represents, I mean, you have three aces here, so it represents an enormous opportunity for a new start, but it feels like there's another person here that's significant to it as well. So take that for what it's worth, Aries. It's an interesting reading. It feels a little bit muddled to me, and maybe that's because you're still a little bit muddled in it yourself. But the advice, whether you choose to take it or not, free will, free zone, free, free agency, is to make the offer, give the gift of that emotional new beginning, reconciliation, resolvement. Come along with me. Let's start this or restart this. Let's move in a new direction kind of energy. So your advice is to move out of this sort of keeping it to myself energy and kind of open up a bit. So interesting. So Aries, that is your reading for the first half of May. I hope that you enjoyed it, or at least found it not too confusing. It's going to resonate with somebody out there that needs to hear it. Again, if any of these readings do resonate with you, you'd like to take a deeper look at something, just click on the description link below, click on that little arrow and for info and contact details. And you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. Stay safe, stay sane, stay well. And I hope to see you all back here again soon. Many blessings. Bye bye.